Hey there, everybody. It's your good buddy, Ru, here to, well, let's just get down to it. Yay, comic books. This is, again, I know this is a Wednesday. It's the 9th, I guess, and new comics have already come out, but I'm still talking about last week's because, well, my timing sucks. So here we go. Avengers Prime #1. I've said it before. I got into the Avengers with New Avengers, with the Bendis 60, however many issues ago. And so I really don't have a history with the three, I guess, main guys, Marvel's Trinity, whatever you want to call it, being all on the same team at the same time. I have very little history with that. I honestly don't, this wasn't like, ooh, yay, I didn't like spunk all over myself because of this. But, I really, really liked this comic. It really reminded me of like when a group of brothers get together and you know they love each other, but they just can't stop fighting and bickering. Like the interpersonal relationships that was shown in here just in the first couple pages really made me understand why people like these characters together. Alan Davis's art, basically turns this into that classic superhero book that has been missing, well, let's be honest, has been missing from the Marvel shelves for quite a while now. Yes, there's been some Mighty Avengers, I guess, became that with Dan Slott, but this is, I guess, a newer version, not a newer version, but just it feels like a classic comic book. It's a mini-series, nothing important will happen, but the first issue is really fun, and if you just miss superheroes being superheroes, I'd recommend it. Stephen King's In, #4. This ends this miniseries. I really liked it. The art was phenomenal. Mayleave, however you pronounce his name, and Guggenheim. Sure, Guggenheim. Adaptation of a Stephen King book. I really hope that if you miss this, the collected edition isn't as expensive as I bet it's going to be. For 4 issues, I would be surprised if this is less than $19.99, which we've already know I think is crap. Comic was $4. It's 4 of them. That should be 16. I bet you even softback would be $20. So your loss, my gain, go team. The art, the story, very good job of being creepy and just compelling with a what I found to be an engrossing story, and I can understand how some people would say the ending wasn't perfect, but really, seriously, what is? Besides maybe Thanos. Thanos Imperative, #1. If you haven't been reading Marvel's cosmic books, well, you know what? You made a bad life choice. I'm sorry you did. Nova, Guardians of the Galaxy, all that, great. And the Thanos Imperative is shaping up to, honestly, so far, the only thing that's been better than it is the original Annihilation. Conquest was really good. I didn't really like War of the Kings or Realm of the Kings, whichever. I thought those were but this so far is great. And also, if you just want to burn steal this in your shop, just read the scene between Thanos and Drax. I found it kind of funny. That and the Lovecraft versions of all the Marvel superheroes. Get this book, and as you're reading it, feel sad that because you didn't buy Guardians of the Galaxy, this might be the last time we see them in print. According to the interview that me and a lot of my other friends had with Abnett Lanning, Guardians of the Galaxy, we think is probably canceled. So, read this. It might be your last Groot and Rocket Raccoon for a very long time. Serenity Float Out. This was a funeral issue. It's a one-shot. It was a funeral issue for Walsh. Basically, a group of friends of his that we never met in the series or the movie get together and tell Walsh stories. It's a nice backstory. For fans of Firefly and Serenity, this is not a must-have, but it is well, it's really nice. It's an interesting to have book. Nothing really moves any story forward, but as I was reading it, I was thinking the whole time, man, I really, really miss Walsh. Bulletproof Coffin #1. Right here. Here you go. Chances are you didn't see this in your shop. I got there on a Wednesday, picked this up, and it was the last one on the shelves. So I don't know what to tell you. It's the quintessential independent book. Great ideas, pretty good delivery, and random insults thrown at mainstream comics. The best way I can describe this is it's a horror version of Alan Moore's Albion mixed with someone really trying to do Peter Milligan's art and of Ellis humor. It tries a bit too hard, especially in the middle where it's like Hamlet's play within a play. It's a comic book within a comic book, and they try to switch the voice so it sounds like a different story. I don't think they did as good as a job as they wanted to do. Again, it tries a bit hard, but I like independent books. I like giving creators, especially art. I've heard of David Hein, but I've never heard of Shaky Kane. I like giving people more shots than I would a mainstream book. I'm going to pick up number 2, and I really hope that this keeps getting better. It has a lot of potential, and again, not perfect, not great, but a lot of potential, and I did enjoy. I had fun reading it. The art can get a bit messy at times, but really, I expected that. IZombie number 2. Now, you guys remember how, 2 years after Fable started, you're like, crap, I really wish I would have started getting that. Now I have to trade with it. I only get a Fable story twice a year. That's what this is going to be. Buy these books now. It's only issue 2. Only issue 2. You can still find issue 1. Do that now before you have to trade wait for everything. Issue 2 is even better than issue 1. I'm sorry, the art's coming along better. They do a great job of moving the story forward, expanding the universe, giving us new characters, all without making it seem forced. It just seems like, okay, it feels very natural. It's a fun book. It's not as brilliant as Fables. I don't want to put it up there. But I really think that if they keep up a good level of quality and they keep fun storytelling, this can be Vertigo's new flagship. Because Fables eventually, we're coming up on issue 100. I don't know if it's a finite story, but it has to end sometime. And iZombie is at the very beginning, and I honestly think it can only it can get better. I have complete faith in iZombie. Of course, I could be wrong. And finally, Mouse Guard. I know this isn't new, but I finally finished reading it this weekend. Mouse Guard Winter 1152. I only get these in collections because I think that these are gorgeous. Well, the Mouse Guard mains. Gorgeous, wonderful hardbacks, and I think it's worth the money I paid for it. But also this past week, Legends of the Guard, which I got in floppies because it's just anthology books. Legends of the Guard number 1 came out. Buy these books. Mouse Guard, and I mean this with I'm not exaggerating when I say this. Mouse Guard, especially the main books, this is how you can turn all ages comic books into art. It is beautiful. There's no wasted space. Anybody can enjoy it, from a 2-year-old that you're reading and showing it to just someone here. Hey, your friends making fun of you for liking comics because all stupid superheroes. Give them this and show them that the writer is also the artist, and how just compelling stories. No wasted dialogue. No wasted space. No wasted pages. Everything moves the story forward, and the story is just something everybody should be able to enjoy. I highly recommend Mouse Guard. If the hardbacks aren't in your budget, I think at least the first one, spring or summer 1152, is already collected in a softback. Get it. Drop stuff I like. Drop X-Men Legacy if it means you can afford Mouse Guard. That is how good I think Mouse Guard is. Well, that's it. I love talking about comic books. I hope you love hearing about comic books. Leave comments. Go to theouthouses.com. Leave comments. Don't leave comments. Do whatever. I'm going to keep this up until I get bored with it. Have a good one. Later, peeps.